Feeling tired already. It's hard. I just can't anymore. I just feel dead. We're gonna run a race today.
Yeah, we are.
And it's gonna be a half marathon.
But together,
We'll have done a whole marathon.
we're going to do a relay marathon.
At the same time.
Couples relay marathon.
Yeah, not really a relay marathon, but combined distance.
Exactly.
But we are in Bath today doing the Bath Half. Really excited about it. This is where Joe grew up, so like it's kind of sentimental.
And I've never done it before. I signed up for it one year, and that was the year that it was really cold during March, and it was cancelled due to bad conditions. So coming back to
East.
Yeah, the Beast from the East coming back for another go.
Yeah, hopefully the Beast from the East doesn't come back for another go today. But yeah, very excited and a little bit nervous. I've got my vest here. I need to fill up the water bottle on it, but in this pocket I've got my inhaler for one. I should probably take that before I go. I've got some loose party Percy's because I might want a bit of sugar at some point. And then I've got two Cis gels. I've got the pineapple one and the tropical one in there. And that just closes up. I'm not gonna be able to put my phone in there, unfortunately, but it'll be fine. It doesn't matter. And then I'll fill this up with wheelchair. And I've got my bone conducting headphones, and I got a new hat. I got a Lulu hat to keep the sun out of my face, keep my hair out of my face. But yeah, I think we're gonna put our numbers on now. We need to write on the back of them. We need to write on the contact, emergency contact.
We can do that.
Yeah, cool. Gonna do that, and then get ready to go. Oh, we kind of do match.
Yeah, a little bit.
Cute. But I have pre-braided my hair yesterday so that I can do the sort of 2 braids in a bun thing that I did for my try, because it keeps my hair out of my face the best, and then I like just don't need to worry about it. It doesn't fall out or anything. So that is the plan. One of these. I'm gonna do this extremely tight. Maybe not super tight, maybe like that. I can always redo it on course if I need to, but that's the hair. Yeah, and the hat can go on top around that.
No.
Yes. Because my shirt's gonna ride up no matter what, because that's just what shirts do.
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to put this? So easy for men. So obviously the roads are closed for the marathon, or half marathon, whatever. I'm gonna call it a marathon, okay? But the roads are closed, so we're having to walk across Bath to Victoria Park. Is that where it's starting?
Yeah.
Victoria Park.
The park.
And
It's actually quite nice. It's a little bit cold, but the sun's out.
yeah, I think it'll be a really nice day to run. Like not too hot, because it could get really hot really quick in the sun. So yeah, very excited. Joe, are you aiming for a time today?
Can I say no and then just come back to the camera later?
Absolutely, you can. I'm also not aiming for a time, but if I could get under 2:45, it'll be better than my training one. So if I can get that, that would be great. Totally fine if I don't. Doesn't really matter. If I finish, I will be happy. But yeah, Joe's not running with me because he's a fast boy and I'm slow.
I'm starting.
Yeah, Joe's gonna start with me. He was meant to start at an obnoxious wave 2, like an hour before me, but luckily, yeah, don't need that. Luckily, he can kind of start whenever and then just run really fast and then wait 45 minutes at the end for me.
If only you can hear it. Right, swap legs, here we go. Knee nice and high, coming out the side, touchdown. Bring it back in.
Anybody left in the village in the next few moments, so can you all head to your
5K. I'm feeling tired already. It's hard. Just about halfway. I can do this. Feeling tired, but I can do it. 15 kilometers. That's all I have to say. I'm struggling. I've been walking on and off for the past 15 minutes. I just can't anymore. I just feel dead. Oh, and 3.5 kilometers. Yeah, but I feel like dying.
Well done, lovely. Keep going. Come on, Emma.
Well done, thinking. So that was a couple weeks ago now, and the reason it's taken so long to get this up is because I had to recover mentally from the trauma that was the bath half for me. I struggled so freaking badly. Oh, hi Cleo. You wanna come say hi? Hi. You're gonna make me feel better while I talk about scary things. Yeah, I struggled so badly during the bath half, and it's difficult because I put in the work. I put in the training. I maybe didn't do every single thing on my training plan, but I was running at least 3 times a week for the most part since like November time. And I like put in the miles. I even did a full length practice run where I ran the full 21.1 kilometers with Joe, and like I made it through. I lived, and I was like, it sucked a little bit, but it was fine. And everything I heard about race day, about how like you get there and like the hive mind of everybody doing it together and like the crowd cheering, your adrenaline, like it'll just make it, it's like a victory lap. It's not near as hard as the amount of training you're doing. I don't know if I just like let that get in my head too much to the point where I felt like it was gonna be really, really easy, but I hated doing that. It was the worst thing I feel like I've ever done almost. I spent 2 hours and 44 minutes. So like I got my PB. Technically I was 1 minute faster than my like practice time. But I dreaded, I was not having fun. So like, I mean, you can even see in the first clip where I was at 5K, like I said at that point I was already tired. And I mean, I think it probably doesn't help that I like was on my period at the time, so like not the ideal time to run a race, but like I don't control the dates. If I could, I would have changed it. And so that might not have helped, but I got to 5K and like I can run a 5K, I can run a 10K and like be perfectly happy and like content with myself. But I was already feeling tired at that point, and that should have been a good indication about how the rest of the race was gonna go, because it just got worse from there. When I was doing my training and stuff, when I was doing distances over sort of like 10K, when I would get to like the 10-12K mark, I would get this like surge of energy, like, oh yeah, I could do this, like I don't know if it's just like pushing past a wall or something, but like I just would get to the point where it felt like not easy, but like doable. During the actual race, not once did I ever get to the point that like felt like I'd run far enough that I could do this. It just kept feeling worse and worse and worse the entire time. And while I know my shoes have given me blisters before, like I've run the distance, it was fine, my feet were fine. On the day of the race, I got the worst freaking blisters on like pretty much every single one of my toes. I'm not gonna put in pictures here because it's like not cute. But like all of my toes had blisters, the side of my foot had blisters, one of my toenails, like from maybe like the 10-12K mark felt like it was being ripped off of my foot slowly. And maybe I should have just like adjusted, like sat down and adjusted my shoes or something, but I don't think it was anything wrong with how I tied my shoes or whatever. I don't think it would have changed it. Taking my shoe off and putting it back on just would have been the worst possible thing I could think of. And my feet were just aching. And I know long distance running, a lot of it is the mental game, which I definitely, my mentality was not in my corner for this race. But also my physicality just didn't feel like it was doing it for me. I felt like I did all the training and I didn't feel like I could actually do it. During, I think from the 15 to 20 kilometer mark, I was just running, walking, mostly walking, let's be honest. I would walk, and like there's a couple hills, so I would like walk up the hill and be like, okay, I'll run when I get to the top of the hill and run down, and like that'll just be easier. And so I would do that, and then I would run for maybe a couple minutes, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But the entire time I was running, I was just repeating in my head, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, to try and like convince myself, like tell myself, if I kept telling myself that I could do this, maybe something would stick and like something would shift and I would be able to change that mindset. But it never switched. I would be repeating that in my head, and it would get to a few minutes in and suddenly I just like, I can't do this. Like I genuinely felt like I wanted to stop. God, I'm tearing up now because I was, it was really emotional because there were points at which I felt like I wasn't going to be able to finish. And like, that is just so heartbreaking when I put in so much freaking work for it. And yes, I am extremely proud of myself for finishing and getting there, but like, I hated it. I hated it the entire time. Oh gosh. I'm wearing mascara as well. This is not the day to cry, Emma. But yeah, I just absolutely hated it the entire time. And I can say with nearly 100% certainty, I'm probably never gonna do another half marathon in my life. I have zero desire, not an inkling of desire to do another half marathon. I could do like a 5K or 10K race, sure. Maybe I'll do that, like if there's one of the, sometimes they have multiple race distances in the same time. The Bath Half wasn't one of them, but maybe if they've got like a 10K and a half marathon at the same one, I'll run the 10K and Joe can run the half marathon and we can finish about the same time and it'll just be fine. But I have no desire to ever run a half marathon again. And that's so strange because when I did my sprint try, I loved every single second of it. I mean, I say every single second. I struggled during the running part, and maybe that should have been a good indication of how just doing the running part for the same time, if not longer, would have gone. Yeah, the running part was hard. I think I've kind of repressed that in my memory. The running part was a struggle in the sprint try, but like I loved the swimming, I loved the biking. I had a great time. Immediately after I finished the race, I knew I wanted to do another one, and I will at some point. I just don't know exactly when, but I have zero desire to do another half marathon, and so I just don't think I will. And like I said, I am very proud of myself for doing it. I'm proud of myself for finishing it. Even though I did walk for a chunk, I'm proud of myself for crossing the line. And that little clip you see of me at the end that Joe was filming, because he had finished like 45 minutes before, like nearly an hour actually, before I did. That was him like right at the finish line, and I was like, I can jog for Joe. I can jog for Joe. I can jog to the finish line. And so I did, and I don't know how I pulled energy out at the end. I really don't know, but I did, and I was proud of myself for making the time I made. I did it in 2 hours and 44 minutes and 10 seconds, I believe, which I think is great for someone who's obviously not a fast runner. I was hoping to do a little bit better than that, but I can't be mad at myself for it. Joe, I know he said he didn't want to like try and go for a time, but like he's super freaking speedy. He ran his in I think 1 hour 52 minutes, which is fantastic. I'm so proud of him. I'm just gonna be Joe's cheerleader when it comes to long distance running, I think, from now on. Maybe I'll do little bits of training here and there, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do that again. I don't need to. And I think I enjoyed the training block more than I enjoyed the actual race. And I basically, like, we went and like walked around Bath the next day and my legs were just like freaking killing me. We actually went to the spa, which was great. That was probably the best spa experience I've ever had, just like sitting in a warm pool after my legs had been literally destroyed the day before. Primo, highly recommend. But I'm never gonna do that race ever again. I really, really struggled. And like there was a point where I think I was like a few K out, where I had texted Joe. The reception during races is always awful, but I texted Joe like, have you finished yet? And he rang me back, and I was walking at this point, and I was on the phone with him, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm struggling so much. I've been walking for so long, like I can't. I wanted to cry. I'm really surprised I've pulled myself from crying during the actual race. I didn't actually cry during it. But I really wanted to quit. I wanted to quit so badly. Oh, and like the funny thing is, I got the race photos back and I bought the pack of them because I find it absolutely hilarious now. Because I saw them actually like posing for them, like, had a fun race. But the ones where I didn't pose for the camera, I look like I want to die. I look like I'm having the worst time, and I'm pretty sure there's a picture of me when I can like see the finish line and you could like see the like sad joy in my eyes that I'm like, I'm so glad that this is gonna be over. Yeah. I was just like laying on my lap yawning. But like that picture just cracks me up because I'm just so glad that it was done. And yeah, this is like this is hard for me. I didn't think that I would be coming at y'all with this feeling at the end of it. Like you can see, like I was a little bit nervous for the race, absolutely, but like I felt like I could do it. Like I still don't feel like I've done it. I don't think I could say I'm proud of myself, and like that's just me saying it. I don't necessarily feel proud of myself, which is a hard place to be. I know I should be, and I'm not like trying to just say this for like positive comments from y'all, and I know y'all are gonna be really proud of me regardless, but like I just have to keep saying it out loud because it doesn't feel like I actually am, and that's a little bit difficult for me at the minute, and I think that's why I've put off filming the end bit of this video for so long, because it's been like what, 3 weeks now, and I just, yeah, it's hard. It's really, really hard. Oh, I just don't know what else to say other than I absolutely hated it. And yeah, I feel weird ending the video on such a negative note. But I feel like there's not a positive note I can end on. Other than I got the t-shirt, I got the medal, I ate a massive roast dinner afterwards, which was delicious. And I will say, without any gusto behind it, I'm proud of myself for finishing the race. So yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe it's gonna deter you from doing a half marathon. I don't want it to, because I feel like we should all try to do hard things, and I'm proud of myself for pushing myself to do that. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now, and maybe finish my cry somewhere else, not on camera. Right, thanks guys. Bye.